These are the most bet on props according to BetMGM. Let me just tweet out that we're talking Thursday night football. TNF prop queen edges on now. I'm actually really happy about this because there's a prop on this list that I am betting on the other side, and it's actually my best bet. It's a royal lock. We'll get to that at the end of the show. It's very obscure. First, we got Bijan Robinson over 38.5 receiving yards. Kirk Cousin under a half a rushing yard. Bucky Irving over 19.5 receiving yards. Rashad White over 16.5 rushing yards. Baker Mayfield over 1.5 passing TDs. And Jalen McMillan under 1.5 receptions made. Those are the most bet on props. 99% of money is on these props on BetMGM. So if you want to fade the public, this is your shot. This is some other stuff that BetMGM posted today. The most bet on player props. Some of those changed. The ones before were the ones that have 99% of money on it. These are the most bet on tickets. Bijan over receiving yards is clearly the number one prop of the day. The reason that I did not bet that or look at that was because that actually hit in game one. And I know that Tom was saying that it's a totally different team. It is. Except the Bucs aren't really different. It's the Falcons that are more so different. And the Bucs D is, listen, they struggle against pass catching backs for sure. But Bijan had 6 catches for 100 yards in the last game. And I just don't personally bet on the same thing to happen twice in a row. I just don't agree with it. So especially with the public loving it, because again, if Bijan had 100 receiving yards in game one and he has a quote-unquote downgrade of a quarterback, then why the hell are we going to back this again? It's 38.5, which is high for a running back, but still, no thanks. Baker over his rushing yards. I feel like everybody loves to bet that, and I'm pretty sure it cashed in the first game as well. Baker had 39 rushing yards in the first game. I could pull up props.cash too, and we could check out Baker's home road splits when it comes to his rushing yards. Baker. Share screen. And remember, with props.cash, use promo code PropQueen and you get 50% off of your first month. These are Baker's rushing yards overall in those last 10 games. Let's go 2025 at home. He's averaging 23 rushing yards a game. On the road, averaging 20, but he's gone over more. So I guess the book is booking him he's going over, he's exceeding the book's number on the road more. Home. Let's see, home on short week. The last 10 games when he's home on 3 days rest, nothing. Home against the division, 42. Oh, last 10 games, home in the division, not great. 2 of them have done well, but not really the last 10. So with the public heavy on Baker over his rushing yards, I might be out. Kyle Pitts, I have a different way to play him aside for his receiving yards. So if you don't like to be on the same side of the public, we're going to play Kyle Pitts a different way because I found a really good trend on props.cash for Kyle Pitts tonight. Really good. If you don't subscribe to the propqueen.com newsletter, you don't know it yet. But the propqueen.com newsletter tells you all these things. I sent it out at 8 this morning, so people were able to see all of this. But I have a graph in there that shows you the trends, which we'll get to in a second. Egbuka over his receiving yards. Let's see. Egbuka over receiving yards on props.cash. Let's see. Home against the division. What about just against the division? Not much there for Egbuka against the division. And Jalen McMillan under 1.5 receptions made. That's probably pretty juiced. So I'm good. But those are the most bet on props according to BetMGM. Now here are the prop queen edges of the day. Baker Mayfield under 31.5 pass attempts. So he went over this in game one with 32. But against top 10 pass defenses, Baker's pretty much been consistent in going under this number. He's averaging 18 completions, 30 pass attempts, 177 passing yards, and 1 touchdown per game against top 10 pass Ds. He's up against a top 10 pass D tonight in Atlanta. Baker's gone under in 67% of home games this year. The Falcons, they allow the 8th least pass attempts per game. 62% of quarterbacks have gone under their pass attempt prompt against the Atlanta Falcons. They're averaging about 29 pass attempts a game. So for Baker, again, he went over this the first time, just barely at 32. I'm going to take him under 31.5. Kirk Cousins, over 205.5 passing yards. I know everyone's low on Kirk, but Captain Kirk is averaging 376 passing yards throughout his last 3 meetings against the Bucs. Tampa allows the 6th most passing yards per game at 256. 4 of the last 5 quarterbacks have gone over their passing yard prop when facing the Bucs. 60% of quarterbacks overall this season have gone over their passing yard prop against the Bucs. The Bucs secondary just giving up a ton of chunk plays. So Kirk Cousins can go over tonight, 205.5 passing yards. Cousins over a half a rushing yard. He cashed this in 2 of 3 against Tampa with 16 rushing yards and 7 rushing yards. Tampa is allowing the most rushing yards per game to quarterbacks. They average about 25 rushing yards a game when they face the Bucs. 69% of quarterbacks have gone over their rushing yard prop when facing Tampa. I know that's crazy, but history tells us that Kirk does run on these Bucs. And lastly, this is the trend I was talking about. Kyle Pitts to go over his longest reception prop. I have the graph. I will show it to you. Kyle Pitts over his longest reception without wide receiver Drake London. That is 9 of the last 10 games, averaging a longest reception of 30 yards a game. Kyle Pitts' longest reception tonight is definitely a play that we've got to have. So those are the 4 prop queen edges of the day. I put a Prize Picks lineup together of my royal locks of the day. The only thing that I had an issue with, because with Prize Picks, you have to take one player from each team. You can't have the same player from the same teams in a lineup. So I had to go with 2 from different teams. However, I'm going to I'll tell you, I left Kyle Pitts off, but I'm going to bet it, and you can see it on my pick it page. I'll bet it right now. I forgot to bet it this morning because I had to go downtown for the Ringer. You could catch our Ringer podcast on YouTube on the Ringer gambling show. Let's see if Drake London. Let's see if Kyle Pitts is still at the number for longest reception at 20.5. I hope it didn't go up. I'll be so upset. Oh, it went down. That's scary. Oh, no. I don't know if I want to bet that now. If Kyle Pitts dropped and that trend's so relevant, is it like a Darnell Mooney night? I looked at the Darnell Mooney stats. I didn't love. Let's look. Darnell Mooney. And who else is a deep threat? I think it's Darnell Mooney. And, Kyle Pitts is a deep threat. I'm going to be so mad if this doesn't hit. Kyle Pitts is so Drake London has the most big catches on the Falcons. Then it's Kyle Pitts. Then it's Bijan. We could look at Bijan also. Maybe the way to avoid it is Bijan longest catch, but he went over that the last game. Props.cash doesn't do longest catch for running backs. I have to tell them about that. That's no bueno. I don't think I like Darnell Mooney today. I think the trend is Kyle Pitts. I'm going to be annoyed. Okay, so they're on the road without, we have to go over down here. You guys seeing this? Yeah. We have to go over down here to go without Drake London on the road against the division. Okay, that's not bad. He's averaging, he's done half prime time. Not great in prime time. What about 3 days rest? Okay. Prime time. Oh, wait, that's receiving yards. Sorry. Longest reception. Damn. Okay. On the road, prime time without Drake London. Not great. Short rest without Drake London. 1 and 2. Division without Drake London. It's like so average. 19.5. God, I'm going to be so mad. What do you guys think in the chat? Should we bet it anyway and not care about the line movement? Mark says we should bet it. Are we all just going to bet this? Let's all just bet Kyle Pitts' longest reception. Yeah, live look, Mark. I'm telling you, I don't like when the line moves against me. Are we all, if I get 5 yeses to bet this, I'll bet it right now. So Mark is a yes. King K is a yes. Sharon Stokes is a yes. What was that, 4? Give me one more yes. Game time. Joseph Rodriguez, what are you talking about? Who's a game time decision? Who's a game time decision? Kyle Pitts? I don't think so. Is he hurt? Oh, he says questionable. It's questionable. Okay. I thought he'd be in. Oh, goodness. Guys, I don't know what to do. If he's questionable and now the line dropped, that scares me. Okay. I don't know, though, because now it's like if we took a 19.5 and then he's in, then maybe it goes back up to 20.5. Okay. I know. But what if he's hurt and he plays? And then we're screwed. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't play, it's great. Who cares? But I'm just nervous that the line dropped and he's questionable. Like, right. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm going to stay away. I'm going to stay to Prize Picks. I also bet my 2. I bet scared money don't make money. You're funny. I'm going to make... You're hilarious, Mark. You're hilarious. I think I'm going to stay off of it, and then I'm going to be really mad tomorrow when it hits. I don't care. I liked it at 20.5. I did. It's Royal Locks. Royal Lock of the day. Let me just tweet this out. Royal Locks on now. Royal Locks of the day. Actually, it's the Royal Lock of the day. This is my best bet. And then I'll tell you the Royal Locks-ish because I've got the Prize Picks lineup where I put the 2 together. Kirk Cousins, baby. We're going over a half a rushing yard with Mr. Captain Kirk. It's plus 110. It's great value. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have allowed the most rushing yards per game to quarterbacks. The most, at like 25 rushing yards a game. Kirk Cousins went over with 7 and 14 rushing yards in 2 of his last 3 matchups against the Bucs. And that's why majority of quarterbacks, at just under 70% of quarterbacks, have gone over their rushing yard prop when facing Tampa Bay. Kirk Cousins is going over his rushing yard prop. This is the Prize Picks lineup of the night. Baker Mayfield, less than 20 pass completions, and Kirk Cousins, more than his half a rushing yard. Everybody, when I say this, is cracking up at me. In case you're a little late to the party, Baker Mayfield, less than his pass attempts. They gave me, or excuse me, oh my gosh, no, it was pass attempts, not pass completions. Crap. I bet this wrong. Oh, dumbass me. Dumbass me. It's pass attempts. Crap. Okay, don't bet this. Don't bet this card. I'm going to have to do this again. I'm going to have to hope both hit because I effed that up. Baker Mayfield, less than 31 pass attempts against top 10 pass defenses. Baker has averaged 30 pass attempts a game. He's averaging just under 18 completions. So that might hit too. That might hit. But he's averaging 30 pass attempts a game. He's actually gone under the pass attempts a lot more frequently than under the completions, which if it's 20 on there, it must be on the rise. Now I've got to check Pickett. Damn it. Gosh. Dummy. Now I'm checking Pickett. You guys are catching me like totally unraveling. let's see. Odds, player props, passing. Baker Mayfield pass attempts is still 31.5 for the under. And then Baker Mayfield pass completions under 20.5. What was it this afternoon? I mean, this morning. Oh, no, it was 20.5. Okay. No, it was 20.5. Okay. Maybe I just let it rock. I'm just going to let it rock. What? I hope she put in the guide to always place the bet you intended to. The guide's not about how to bet better. It's about how to know what betting is. That could be the next one. But okay, no, I think it's fine. Again, he's averaging, if this number is 20.5, Baker's averaging just under 18 completions per game against top 10 pass Ds. Atlanta is a top 10 pass D. They allow the 8th least pass. Let me see what the number is. They allow the 9th least completions per game at 19. And Baker's gone under this number in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6. So it's good. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to let it ride. The reason I like less than pass completions more than pass attempts is because at least less than pass completions, we have to worry about the receivers completing the pass as well, as opposed to just Baker attempting to throw, which is what screwed me in the Cowboys game a couple bets ago. So I'm going to keep it. I'm letting it ride. Baker less than his pass completions. Maybe it's meant to be. Kirk Cousins more than his half a rushing yard. It is such a silly prop, and I am all for it. I can't wait. Right, Mar? Come here. Everyone say hi to Marley.